Hi Jacintha, how are you?
Hi Nikki.
Right, I've got a few questions here for you, just to help first-home buyers on the legal side of things. So the first question I've got is, there have recently been some changes to the first-home buyer subsidy grant. Can you briefly outline what these are and how they will help first-home buyers?
Sure. So from the 1st of August this year, the Housing New Zealand subsidy grant, they changed two of their criteria. The first one was they increased the income cap requirement, so that's now $85,000 for a single applicant, and it's gone up to $130,000 for two or more applicants. And the second big change has been around the house cap price, and for the Nelson, Marlborough, Tasman region, this has gone up to $500,000 for an existing house, and you can also go up to $550,000 if you're doing a new build.
The next question is, for a first-home buyer looking at using their KiwiSaver as well as the first home subsidy grant, are there any timeframes which the buyer should be aware of?
Yes, so for their own KiwiSaver funds, pulling them out, they require 10 working days from the time that they've received the full application to process that. Housing New Zealand is normally the stickler for clients, and that's because they need 4 to 6 weeks to fully process your application. So what you need to be aware of is your settlement date, and you need to make sure that there's enough time between going unconditional and the settlement date for both of those lots of funds to come in.
Brilliant. So do you find that many people aren't organised in that way?
Yeah, so that's why it's really important if you can get pre-approved early, or if you can come and see your solicitor and check those timeframes and all those dates out before you're locked into a binding contract. So that then when your offer gets presented, the vendor knows exactly what their offer is and whether they're going to have a longer settlement period or a shorter settlement period, or what you require.
Great, okay. And then what are your 3 tips that you can give first-home buyers when they're looking at putting an offer in on the home?
Yeah, so the biggest tip, particularly in the market at the moment, and the market at the moment is dictating a lot of unconditional offers because there's so many people buying and not many properties, is to get pre-approved as soon as you can. Ideally, even before you're looking, go to the bank and be pre-approved. Housing New Zealand, you can get pre-approved, and that lasts for up to 6 months, so it's something you could be doing early on. And the same with your KiwiSaver, you can go and make sure you can pull all that out, find out how much you can pull out, so that when you do go to make an offer, you've got all that information available, so if you have to collate it quickly, it's not going to penalise you because you have to still do all of those steps. The second biggest tip is to do your homework before you buy the property and go unconditional. You need to spend the money on getting builders reports and LIM reports and getting the title checked, because this is one of the biggest assets you're going to own, so you really do need to spend the time and the money checking it out thoroughly. And my final tip is, before you sign any sale and purchase agreements, have your lawyer look over them, just to make sure all of these things that we've discussed in terms of timeframes and doing your homework are all included in the contract, so that you can be safe and secure knowing that the offer you put forward has been looked over and checked for you. And it's really important to have that team around you of experts, so you need to be consulting with your bank, with your lawyer, with the accountant if appropriate, and making sure that everyone is on board and all on the same path.
Brilliant. Hey, thanks Jacintha, I really appreciate your time, and I'm sure the people watching this, first-home buyers will have got some really good tips.
Cool, thanks Nikki.